welcome back to Nobody Underestimate and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And it's of course a big Smackdown this week because it is the last Smackdown before WrestleMania, the last chance to build up to showcase the Immortals. And yeah, a lot of stuff went down, kind of the build to all the Bloodline stuff, and plenty more, so let's get straight into it. And the Usos kicked off SmackDown before WrestleMania and were joined by KO and Sami. KO said he used to respect the Usos, still they started doing Roman Reigns bidding, and that he knew the Usos would lose their titles tomorrow. Jimmy talked about how he and Jay were family, unlike KO and Sami, and Zayn replied that they were more family than blood. Sami said that the Usos chose bloodshed over friendship, that even though they were loyal to Roman, he wouldn't return the favour. Jay always said that tomorrow will go the way it always does. The Usos would win and KO would turn on Sami after losing. Jay, after that, they were capable of walking out of WrestleMania's chance as SmackDown moved on. But yeah, this was a really good promo. Both sides kind of laying out their argument, which we've seen constantly, and yeah, they did it to really good effect here. So good start to SmackDown. Before it's time for Montez Ford versus Ricochet versus Gable versus Eric in preview of the showcase match. Gable went after Ford off the bow, and while Eric and Ricochet were brawling, Eric was sent outside with a double drop kick early on before Gable drove Ricochet into steel steps outside. Back in the ring, Ford hit a suplex on Eric before Ford and Gable hit their own on Ricochet. We then got sequences dive before Gable hit the Chaos Theory for a near fall. Ford then made some big moves and was about to win the match, but Ricochet came back with 450 splash, picking up the win. And yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 from me. A really good match, this. I'm not personally massively into showcase stuff, but yeah, this was a really good match. Of course it was because the competitors involved, and great to see Ricochet getting kind of another singles division win and really continuing his push under Papa H. So yeah, good stuff. But we then moved on to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Lashley made his entrance last while the others were already in ring. Corbin was eliminated first, hung into his story, followed by Top Dollar and Ashante Adonis, while Dex Lumis stood in the corner, which was really good. I still feel sorry for Top Dollar. Michael Cole just takes that guy. Gallows, Anderson, Mansoor and Marseille and Grease Del Toro were out next, followed by Otis, who Elias and Boogs eliminated. Elias was out next, followed by Angel Garza and Humberto as we headed for a break. Back on SmackDown, Madcap eliminated Loomis, while Woods was also eliminated. Ziggler and Ali fought on the apron, and Knight took Ali out before Cross got a cross jacket on Knight. Lashley then got the hurt lock on Ziggler before facing off with Cross. Moss was eliminated by Reed before Lashley eliminated Ziggler. Strowman, Reed and Lashley started brawling before Gargano was eliminated, followed by Ridge and Butch. Knight, Reed and Strowman and Lashley remained in the ring, and Knight was sent outside, and then there were only 3. Strowman hit the power slam on Lashley before Reed eliminated Braun. Reed missed the army and took the spear before Lashley eliminated for the win. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Good stuff. This was really, really good stuff actually. Really pleased that Lashley won. He deserves a spot on WrestleMania, as does LA Knight, who was so over here. Kind of showed how good he was. And yeah, good signs for Bronson Reed as well for him to make the last 2. Clearly shows that HHH has good plans for him. It was then time for Natalya versus Sonya Deville versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Shayna on SmackDown, and Baszler was sent outside before Natty got the sharpshooter on Sonya, but Baszler came back in and locked in a headlock on Natty. Raquel lifted Baszler and Natty while the hold was locked in, but Sonya took her down with a chop block. Deville then was caught off a dive in the Tejana bomb, and before Raquel took down Baszler with a big boot, Raquel then got the pin on Deville and picked up the win. And yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. I can't lie. I'm just not into these showcase matches, and the match wasn't as good as the men's one earlier. I think that's pretty safe to say. So yeah, unfortunately gets a 5 out of 10 for me. Legado del Fantasma were then backstage and offered Rey Mysterio and Escobar to help him with the Judgment Day during Rey's match with Dominic. Rey said he appreciated help and that he could do it in style before handing them t-shirts to the Latino World Order, hinting at them being the new LWO. And yeah, this was a very unexpected twist, but a bit of a blast from the past, and yeah, really enjoyed it. It was over as well, so good stuff. Brawling Brutes versus Imperium is then up next. Drew and Vinci kicked things off, and McIntyre was in control early before Imperium caught Drew with double team moves before tags were made, and Sheamus got the beats to the battering on Kaiser. Drew then forced the tag on and Sheamus was not happy about it before Imperium tried to capitalise, but was sent outside instead. Drew was about to hit the Claymore, but Sheamus got a tag instead. Sheamus got the bro on Vinci in the ring, while Drew took Kaiser out with a Claymore before Sheamus picked up the win for his team. And yeah, gets 7 out of 10 from me. We've seen this match plenty of times before, but every time it's really good. Perfect build to the WrestleMania match, and definitely got me hyped. So yeah, good stuff. And can they coexist? It kind of worked here. Cody Rhodes was out next, and thanked WWE for allowing him to return regardless of his history with them and other promotions. Cody said he would be the Roman Reigns successor before the Tribal Chief made his way out. Roman got on the mic and said he didn't care about any of the fans before telling Cody to acknowledge him. The two had a stare down as SmackDown went off the air. And yeah, I think it's fair to say this was very short but sweet. I don't know, I was kind of expecting a bit more from this. But you know what we got. just to stare down between the two men ahead of the match at WrestleMania. And yeah, I think we're kind of at the point where the story had already been built quite nicely. So yeah, didn't really have any massive issues with this. So yeah, it's fine. And overall this week, SmackDown gets 6 out of 10 from me. I don't know, it's kind of like SmackDown that we've seen in previous years, just right before WrestleMania. Yeah, where there's not too much build, but enough to satisfy you, if that you get what I mean. It's kind of all done in previous weeks, rather than just being a massive blow-off show. But yeah, it gets 6 out of 10. It wasn't a bad show. But anyway, guys, that's it for video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, and subscribe to my phone show for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.